Hello there, this is me, Cousin93, and this is a Pretty Rhythm Dear My Future episode 50 review. Now we only have after this episode, we only have one episode left in Dear My Future. But besides that, let us get into the review of episode 50. Now, the episode starts off like the last one ended, with everyone on routes, like everyone's wings are on roots, and then we have Mia and Hayen standing there. We have Hayen in shock, but Mia's just standing there. I don't know what her expression is on her face, but Kintaro's up on top. He's like, "Oh my gosh!" After Sho and Yuzu are talking about how the Symphonia series it always answer Kintaro's feelings, like they tried to remake them, but Kintaro says no cheap remakes gonna take over what he designed. Then he goes up to Mia and says to Mia, like, yeah, to become number one you have to shed everything and embody sadness and hatred. Then after that he pulls up the roots, and he pulls up more roots, but this time they hold Mia and Hayen, and they're holding them. Kintaro says, like, yeah, you're done, like there's nothing left for you, but Hayen says, I'm not going to accept this conclusion, and that what must have happened when you when you finished when we were going up into space, that you were the one that pushed us back with the wind, right? He says, yeah, that was me. But then he says, after that, I'm just gonna let time stop and let the Grateful Symphonia be eternally mine. Mia then calls him annoying and decides with Hayen to use their powers, their Fairy Twinkle Star power, which wasn't really explained, but they break out of the roots and they go to the Symphonia door once again. Unfortunately, the door is closing because Kintaro then summoned or conjured all of the Prism Star's souls, not sure, but their lights, and brings them up to the Symphonia door to close it. Now the door is closing fast. Hayen says it's closing. Kintaro says that their futures are going to be gone and it will never come. Mia then says it's going to come. And says it's going to come because she now knows why the reason why she wants to become the best is because she wants to become the best and bring everyone with her. And says that this is the best for me, while grabbing Hayen and then throwing her into the Symphonia door alone. After Hayen goes into the door, we see Hayen inside a white space with completely nothing around her, nothing in front, behind, to the left or to the right of her, just nothing. She then realizes it, saying all the names of everyone she's known in Pretty Top, Prismy, Purity, June, President Kyoko, Sho, Yuzu, like everyone who's ever helped her is not there, and that's why she's lonely. Then we see outside of the door, we see Kintaro staying on the ground and just sad, but Mia comes up and says, don't worry, you're sad, aren't you? And that I'll bring you there. But Kintaro's like, don't screw with me. Like, I'm not going to go there because I have nothing left in my life. There's no need for me to go on. And then he says you're never going to do it. You're never going to get through the Symphonia door. But then Mia gets all the fan calls from around the world, and just this light shines around her. And then what she does is, what happens is all the Prism stars come back because of those fan calls. We see Prismy, we see Purity, and we see Mars and Serena with Kaname come back. And they all surround her with, they have their wings still, and they all surround her. Kentara's like, no, stop, don't do it, don't stop. But everyone comes near Mia anyways, tells her to go. And she does Kirameki Future Star, I'm the best, and punches her way through the Symphonia door. Like, physically punches her way through the Symphonia door with just one punch. And goes to Heian, calls out to Heian. And then what happens is when they come together and they start talking about how the Grateful Symphonia, what happens is the Symphonia tiara comes down and splits in two. One for each of them. Of course, they're shocked about this, but I mean, I don't know. I feel it was good that they did that instead of just one, because it would have been sad for not one of them not to do it. So after that, Mia and Heian, their tiaras go on, and they're going to perform. They're going to perform the final Prism Act, and once they perform the Prism Act, which was titled during the Prism Act that they were performing, what we see are futures of everyone in the Prism shows. We see Itsuki become a doctor. We see Younghwa become a professional actor. We see Surinam, regular Surinam without Kaname, as Manzai. We see Kanon find her parents. And then we see Rizumu and Hibiki have a baby. Yep, that's right. Rizumu and Hibiki have a baby. They don't show who the baby is, but they do have one. And then we see Ira and Sho in a design studio of their own. Now, after that, we also see the final future of Prismy and Purity. What we see is them in what the announcer calls the Prism World Cup final round. And then Mia and Heian say, okay, we're here, and that we didn't, not as long as we're in Prism shows, we're always going to be connected. And they high five each other. And they say the Prism Act is Dear My Future. Then we see Kentaro on the grounds, down. But what happens is he sees Mionja and Kei. He sees Mionja and Kei and says, oh, they look to be having fun. And that's what he might have lost. Like, when he started his dream, that's what he might have lost. The true dream he was looking for was just to have a Prism Star smile. And then we see Kei and Mionja appear behind him. And Kei says those smiles are for the future, I believe. And then after that, we see Mia, Heian, and the rest of the Prism Stars. And June tells them to go out since they finish it, to go out and to show your support to those fans that have been there for you for the whole entire time. And then Heian then says that the Grateful Symphony is over, isn't it? But Mia's like, huh? What are you talking about? It's just begun. Like, our futures has just begun. And Heian says, yeah, that's right. And then the curtain closes, and that's the end of the episode. So, this episode was very, very good. I liked how they brought... It wasn't the Grateful Symphony at that end. It wasn't the Grateful Symphony, but it was more often just their version of a Prism show that they wanted to do, and it ended up being called Dear My Future. So, and we also got to see their futures, which is also a good thing. Which I like to see, because who knows if we're ever going to see the characters again, because Rainbow Live is coming up, and I still don't know what timeline that's on. I heard from someone it could be 4 years, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem right for instruments to come into the Prism world in only 4 years' time. It doesn't seem physical, but besides that, we only have one episode left. With Kentaro cleansed, I hope to see him with Kyoko and Kei and Mionja, and they do something together. Maybe it's like a dinner or something. They talk about what happened in the past. But besides that, I don't know. I like this episode. Cannot wait for episode 51. And, well, yeah, DMF's ending. A sad day, but a happy day at the same time. So, this has been Midori Kaizen 93. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the preview review and the final episode review for Pretty Dim Future. Again, I will see you guys later.